ahead and click on blank shot, it's going to blank out this shot. You can see that I have my one camera here. But if I want to do a multi-camera setup, maybe I'm doing a sporting event or a play and I want to get multiple shots, I would need more than one camera. In order to do this, you can bring in your other camera. Again, you can plug in your other camera using an HDMI cable. Connect your HDMI cable.
Please be seated.
So now I have my two cameras. You're going to use your HDMI cable again to a mini recorder. Plug that in. So now you have two mini recorders set up. You're going to be able to have two cameras. Now, because I did this while Wirecast is open, it might not recognize it. And notice how it doesn't see another shot. So what I have to do is quit out of Wirecast. Once I quit out of Wirecast, I can open it up again.
I'm going to start from,
and I don't need the tutorials. I'm going to go ahead and maximize. I can select the other shot,
the CD,
or I could blank them both. Now Wirecast allows you to layer your different shots or your tracks and compose different shots. And this is beyond the scope of today's lesson, but you can see here are two cameras set up. Now if you wanted to have a third camera set up, because you're limited, you only have two Thunderbolt ports inside your MacBook Pro. You can't put in a third Thunderbolt port. Blackmagic Design also sells what's called the Intensity Shuttle. This allows you to have video in and video out in various formats. In this case, we're going to use the HDMI in. This is a USB 3.0 cable, and you can tell it's USB 3.0 because it has the SS next to the arrows. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. So now I have my third device. So I have my two mini recorders. I have my Blackmagic Intensity Shuttle plugged in to my third camera. So now I have 1, 2, 3 different cameras. I'm going to quit out of Wirecast. I'm going to open up Wirecast.
For me, this is simply an instruction.
And now I can add in
to yourself
the Intensity Shuttle shot, the mini recorder shot,
you may reap in mercy,
and the other mini recorder shot. So now I have that camera, and that camera. I have 3 cameras set up running into a laptop that now I can stream live. Recently, I've only been able to do 2 cameras. I was only able to do 2 mini recorders, or I could do the USB 3.0 Blackmagic Intensity Shuttle. But when Apple upgraded to Yosemite, I upgraded my machine to run Yosemite as well. And then I downloaded the most recent driver updates for Blackmagic Design. And now I'm able to run all 3 cameras, all 3 Blackmagic input devices at the same time. If you're having issues getting all 3 of these devices to run, make sure that you're running the most recent drivers and that you've updated your Mac OS to Yosemite. And this will allow you to do a 3-camera shoot with equipment that you could fit essentially in a backpack.
Of course, what we were looking at is understanding the times. And we began to...
Hello, this is Jim from Radio.co, and today I'm going to show you how we do our Facebook Live broadcasts. Let me show you around.
The fact that a man understands something does not mean he will act right.
As you can see behind me, we've got everything that we need to make our live setup work. What I'm going to do is first show you the microphones. So let's go take a walk. So for our microphones, we've got a pair of Newman TLM 103s. These are hooked up to a pair of boom arms, which are identical, so they look nice on screen. And we've got just a simple XLR cable coming out the bottom of each one. And this then feeds into our mixer. These boom arms are clamped to our IKEA desk. This can be raised in height as we need. We've also got a pair of stools behind the desk, and so we can sit at the right height for our camera setup. Because we're based next to like a busy high street, we need a lot of soundproofing. So to my right, we've got a soundproof curtain. This blocks out a lot of noise from the main road. And behind me we've got the foam padding, which provides more soundproofing. And just to make it look a little bit nicer, we've also got some accent lighting on the floor. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how we get the feed from our microphones using these XLR cables. These just run down under the desk. We've got two. That's just these two cables here. This is the Behringer 1222. Both of our microphones go into channels 1 and 2 of our mixer. We can then control the levels of each microphone individually, so we can turn someone up if they're not speaking loud enough, or we can turn them down if they're a bit too quiet. I'll be listening to the output from the mixer using the phone's output, using this pair of headphones. So I can monitor everything that's going through, make sure everything sounds fine. So we take the output from our mixer using these RCA cables from the stereo master output and over to our Blackmagic web presenter.
Elisha.
So this is our Blackmagic web presenter. This handles the video input for both of our two cameras, and it also takes in the input from our mixer. What this does, it allows us to nicely manage the two cameras that we've got. And you won't necessarily need something like this if you just got one camera. The likelihood is you'll be able to just plug that straight into your computer with maybe an adapter cable. But it works well for us because we're going to be using two cameras, and we're going to be syncing up the audio from the mixers to the cameras here. We can switch from both of the cameras here. This just makes it very nice and professional. It means our videographer can switch on the fly to the views that he likes best. He can, for example, the way we use this is we have one main cutaway shot, and then we also have a more like zoomed in shot as well.
And I wanted to allow you to do such things as pan up and down and move the camera and go from side to side.
About that which is
Alright, you do that kind of stuff. I can also zoom in. Oh, that's one thing I can't do. Forgot. Almost lied to you. Well, I started to lie to you. You can't zoom in for whatever reason when it's on the Osmo. At least I've not been able to figure out a way why. Now, a way how. Now, there's somebody probably watching if I share this in the Switcher Studio group that knows how to do that. But for some reason, I don't see that ability. Oh, there we go. I don't know. It just didn't want to work a second ago. I was fooled by the inability to do that. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like in just a few minutes, but I wanted to show you at least what the Osmo looked like. Now I can't, there you go, now it's working. There are a few things that kind of happen with the DJI Osmo when setting it up that sometimes it doesn't want to connect to the device. A couple things that I've learned is that sometimes I have my iPhone connected to some other Bluetooth devices, like my watch, which I am showing you, which I'm going to show you right here. So sometimes I connect it to my iWatch, which uses Bluetooth, and I don't know if that's the problem, but I took my watch off and suddenly the Osmo connected. So whether those two things have anything to do with each other, I'm not sure. I've also had Bluetooth headphones, earbuds in, and try to connect Osmo, and for whatever reason it just won't connect, and then I've taken those out and they connect. So there could be an issue with trying to connect to too many things at the same time on the phone. All right, so maybe there's a limitation as to how many Bluetooth devices, and so if anybody knows that answer too, but that's what my experience has been up to this point. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Osmo and bring it over and show you how you connect the phone to the Switcher Studio and kind of show you what it looks like. Right, so I'm going to reach right over here. Excuse the close shot on what it is that you're overseeing. And we are going to bring it down so you can see the Switcher Studio. So I noticed this is a little bright. I'm not sure. There's a way to fix that, but I don't want to take any chances. Well, maybe exposure.
in righteousness. He will sow in unrighteousness. And that became my first interest this morning.
Right balance? Maybe I'm not even, this is the right one. Anyway, I shouldn't try things that I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, that's about as good as I'm going to get, alright? So over here is what you do is you're going to hit the plus sign, alright? So before we do that, let me go ahead and pick up my phone. And on my phone, we're going to open it up and we're going to go to a Switcher. YouTube announcement there. And you go to Switcher. Now it gives you a couple options here. You can log in, create an account, or just use the phone as a remote camera. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to hit that. And now it gives you the number that Switcher's going to be looking for. Now on Switcher, you're going to go to plus. You are going to, oh, that was going to be hard to see. You're going to go to cameras, which is right here. And the camera will be listed in this Andre's iPhone. Right, so you see that. There's other things showing up. I'm going to show those out in a minute. And you touch on that, and it will connect with my phone. So you see a little check mark there, so it shows that it's connected. I'm going to hit done. Now you can see what my phone is being used for. So if I select it here, so now you're going to see that the phone I'm holding is being used, and now is one of the cameras, and you're seeing the Switcher still, but because I'm showing the whole screen there, you're seeing the movement that's involved in doing that. Alright? So I know it looks a little odd right now, but this is the camera. It's connected wirelessly to my phone, YouTube, and now we're connected. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the Osmo back over here. Hold on one second. I'm glad I watched this. This is my seat. I'll keep showing my seat there.
And then I will look at
flip that back up, and I can make the adjustments that I want to so that it brings me back. Oh, it's already kind of back in the seat there.
as the standard of soil.
All right, so now what I want to do is I want to show you how this Osmo works and what that looks like. So this is the DJI Osmo. Let me clean my screen here. Let me clean my lens. There we go. Looks much better. So don't forget to clean your lens before you start a broadcast. So this is the Osmo. This is what it looks like.
Yet abandoned to become
Oops, sorry. About to switch over. So here's the Osmo and what it looks like. Right, so this just connects to my phone and becomes one of the cameras. You see what working over there. And it's on the stand there. And I'm going to
useless plants to the owner of the land. Growing in that land
see it moving.
depends on the nutrients available in that soil for them to
I'm doing that
survive.
with my finger
If that
on
land is
the
sterile,
screen. Right, you see how it's
if
moving?
that land is
That's how simple it is.
barren,
Right, just moving around. That's connected to the DJI Osmo. When I want to go to that picture, I just hit preview live over there, and that's where we go. When I want to go back, set up to go back to another screen, that's the one I'm going to show. That's not the one you're seeing right now. This is the one you're seeing. And then I'll show you the equipment on the table. Then I'm going to show you the equipment on the table. All right, so that's the way that looks right there.
he said, let not
And
improve
switch
them.
over. And now we'll transition over to that picture. All right, let's look at any comments. You can see comments here. Probably not going to be in the middle of the day every so often. So comments, but you'll see this. We'll see the comments. Those begin to be listed here. So if you're watching, go ahead and comment, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right. Oops. I did it again. All right. So here we go. So right here it says comments, and then down below will be the list of comments down there. And how you switch between that is just hitting one of these buttons down here. Right, so that's how we're going to. I'm using pastas off for the transition. When I want to see comments, I just go here, and hit comments, and then it'll go to comments. All right? So let me go ahead and go to the basic shot. All right, hope this is making sense as I'm jumping around. I don't know if it is, but I'm hoping that it does. All right. So what I'm going to show you now is how I get the above shot for our cooking show and where that goes and how it is that we work on that. All right, so I use this phone here, which is my extra phone, and I am going to connect to, or not connect, I'm going to attach it to this job right here. Oops, sorry about that. I hit the wrong thing. I'm trying to do 3 different things at the same time. So this thing right here is has a clip. I'm able to clip to one of my cameras, and I set the phone right inside there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now so you can see it. And so you got to take off your cover, at least for this gizmo. Now I'm going to have a list of equipment and where you buy them on the in the comments a little later. All right, so what you're going to do, you want to make sure that your lens, right? So this lens right here, lens has this little hole there.
And careless living among servants of God. However, I have checked and I'm still checking this holy document that God has given to us as a compass of joy.
And so now it's clipped into here. I'm going to go upstairs and upstairs. I'm going to go up and I'm going to clip it onto my cabinet.
No longer
All right, actually, let
carrying
me
God's spirit, but
see
he
if
was
I can
carrying
get up a
evil
little bit more.
spirits.
Oops, let me go.
Yet David recognized him as the Lord's
Not
anointed.
noticing. Going the wrong way. There's the cabinet. There you can see the cabinet. So if I go up here on the cabinet, I just clip it up on top here. I can then reposition this so now any plates or any bowl that I'm mixing or any the pressure cooker, I'm going to get this above camera shot. You see this? And it's going to come down and shoot whatever is on the counter. Now if I were to take let's just take this butter dish and put it down here, and I wanted to show, something about dish. When it's time to go to that shot, I'm just going to transition to that shot, and then I can zoom into that shot. So the only thing I can do is make sure, because I'm not on the Osmo, I got to make sure that it's centered, and then when I come in and zoom in, there you see that butter dish. So if I have, something that I'm cooking and I want to demonstrate, as we do with our pressure cooker, we show you into the pressure cooker, and that's how we make that shot possible. Alright, so that is what we do there. So that's the above shot that we often show on our cooking show. Right? So I transition back, and this is where you see my daughter and I quite often talking to the camera, talking about the recipe we're going to do, and then we want to show the stuff that we're getting ready to put into the pot. We just transition to whatever is, we often have a bowl of different things that we have here, or a cutting board where we're cutting vegetables, and we can show that shot as we're cutting it, and then we come back to this camera as we begin to describe. So this is kind of the format or the show flow of going back and forth between what we're cooking here on the counter, what we're cooking on the stove, and then above looking into the pot so you can see it cooking and the yumminess and the steam coming up in that kind of. That's how we do that. Now, there's another thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bring this down, but we're going to remove the osmo in, and that is you can connect to a computer. So right over here, I have a computer, and so you can open up the computer
and take his life.
I brought the app up so you can see the app is called SwitcherCast. So in SwitcherCast, that connects to, that's an app that goes on your computer, and when you're ready to go, you open it, and when you open up, it brings up the different things that can be shown from the computer. And one of them is the display, so you can show a keynote presentation and a website, something like that. A Mannycam virtual camera that can be used, or a FaceTime HD camera, which is this one right here, right? Mannycam is a third-party virtual camera, right? I don't ever use it, it always comes up though and everything that I'm doing, right? So you make sure those are listed on there, and those are the things you can use. Now you come back up, and again, it's connected via Bluetooth, and you hit the plus button, it brings up the menu again, and you hit cameras. And now you see the list of those things on my iPad. Right? Again, wirelessly, nothing's connected to my iPad. I'm going to find the display right down here. Now you see the check mark right there. And now it is connected to my desktop. So remember what you see on my desktop? So this is what's on my desktop. Hold on, just focus. So that's what's on my desktop right there. All right. And so I come over here to my iPad, you see that's the camera that's in waiting to be displayed to you, and now it flashes to the computer. So I can very easily switch over to a PowerPoint presentation, which I'm going to show you right now. Let's see how that works.
Am I communicating this morning at all?
As it's loading, let's bring up Philadelphia. Talk I just gave them here. And
you
there you go. And that is the display from my computer. Right? So you have to operate from your computer to show through obviously to show the slides. You're not going to have it close enough, not like I have it right now, which is a distance. But if I want to show you the display, that's all I have to do, just connect to my camera. And there we go. Right. So again, that is using an app from Switcher Studio Code that allows you to use your desktop. So now you can see right now what I'm using is two cameras essentially, three cameras. 1, 2, 3 cameras. The camera on the iPad. So able to share what's on the computer. So if I want to show a presentation, maybe another video or something like that, that's coming from there. If you're playing something and you need sound, you don't want to play it from that computer because it doesn't play sound from that computer. If you want to show a video that's going to do another presentation that I'll bring up a little bit later on, you must show the video from this particular computer. All right? And so that's really important to know ahead of time. So if I'm going to want sound, I got to play the video that's going to be living on this iPad. All right, and so when I do that, the audio can be played and the audience can hear it. Right? And you can narrate over the top of it. If you're going to play a video from the computer, only the video shows and not the audio. All right, and so now perfect transition to sound. And I'm trying to clippy things here and clip right to the camera. I love this clippy thing here that I talk about with the clippy thing. Because I take it everywhere and clip it everywhere, which is right here, and then I connect, oh my gosh, I always forget the name of this connector, USI, no, that's the camera. This is oh my gosh, nobody's on right now that can tell me, I always forget the name of it. Anyways, it's a 3-pronger, it goes into the end of this iRig. This iRig right there is available. Again, I'll put all the links to Amazon that you can use to get it. You make sure that it's switched on right there, and you connect to from the transmitter, just like this, to the iRig, and then it connects to my iPad. So, and
turn it
Right, so here's the
over.
wire.
So
Goes
that
to where the, you normally collect your earphones. Clicks right in there. And now the sound that is transmitting from my mic into the iPad. So that's how that works. So the most expensive part, now Switcher Studio Pro, is so you buy it for a year. It's manual. I think it's a couple of bucks. The most expensive piece of equipment is going to be your Sennheiser mic. If you want to use a handheld mic, again, this is probably about $300. The Sennheiser wireless system right now is about $600. So those are the most expensive things you can use. You don't have to use those. You can connect via an iRig microphone that will connect right into your iPad. It'll be wired, right? You have a wired version, and then you have a wireless version, which is a little bit less expensive, maybe $129, and you are a PC user and an Android user. This doesn't work on an Android, nor does it work on a PC, as far as I know. It may or may not, I'm not sure. But I know for sure none of this works on anything other than an iOS system. So you need to have an iPad, iPhones, to be able to do this the way that we did it here. Right, one more thing I wanted to show you is this setup right here. This is a great tripod, great system. This, again, will be in the list that I'm going to give you. This is the, I always forget the name, so I have to look at it. Ulanzi iPhone holder. So it works perfectly in holding your phone right here. Can hold a lighting system that slides around. So this is a battery-operated lighting system that I use. It can be, and it just connects to the top of the system here. And then over here you can also put the mics if you want your mic to set up this. And see this clippy thing will go right on the top there. And this is a plastic holder. The tripod is a Manfrotto. They probably should change the name of everything that's going on because I know that Canada is. So, Manfrotto. It should be Person Photo, I guess. But Manfrotto makes a great tripod, and what they have is a little round ball system. So I almost dropped that you can use here. That it just goes right in that hole, and it pops in, and you're set up and ready to go. It's a wheel system here that you can use. Let me go ahead and show the back side here, so you get a little bit closer look. I don't know how all this is looking to you guys. It may be a little bit shaky, so I apologize, but you have this wheel here. You get the lighting check. So you just slide this around, and it allows you to make the adjustments, and you just slide it down and locks it back into place. Right, so this is what it looks like. This is where the light connects in. This is where the mic will, so it has another area to slide in your connector so that you can attach it to this frame. Your iPhone goes obviously right inside there, and you turn this bolt at the back. The slides and then depending on the size of your smartphone. Now this obviously doesn't work with an iPhone. Works with any smartphone and works out perfectly there. All right. So these are the tools that we use to connect all the cameras and do the show for our cooking show. Again, just to go through in case you didn't hear the first explanation is we have our iPad here, and this shows any of the ingredients that we have on our desk. This also works as my studio switcher, so I can switch from camera to camera. So if I want to switch from this to this camera here that's on this iPad, I just hit go live, and it goes live. When I want to come back to the wide shot, that's what we would call that, the wide shot, then we do that. If I want to go to this camera, which would normally be set up inside that, I'm going to show my gaming by the way. So if I want to, if it's above and I want to show into the pot, I just click on that. And then if I want to go, if I want to go to a recipe that's on my computer, that is is my computer. So let's say that there was a recipe. Let me go ahead and check and look. My Facebook page set up. So if we were to go to Constance Cooking, where we do the cooking show, and there should be a recipe here for you. On the website, there we go. I knew that would work. So this is a Philly cheesesteak soup that we did the other day. It was okay. It wasn't one of my favorite things that we did. But again, here you can show what that looks like. So you're hearing the sound that's coming across my mic, not from the computer itself. right? And so there's what it's like, and then you can obviously show the ingredients right there, right? So you'll be able to do that from your computer, and then when you're ready, you come back to your shop and then talk about it like that. So that is the components. So essentially 4 different views you can get using Switcher Studio Pro. It's all done wirelessly. The only thing that I have wired is the mic here into the system, and that's the only wire. This wire that you're looking at right here, that is just power. My iPad was low, and so I decided to go ahead and connect it to some power. And you can do that to your phone. I would get some bricks that you can use as chargers and have those on your phones if you're going to do something, say remotely at a restaurant or something like that, where you're going to be interviewing and showing the surrounding areas, and you're going to have a multi-camera shot. I would connect to power source, which are those bricks that you can connect to that hold a bunch of power, and your phone won't run down and run out of power in the middle of one of your shows. The other thing is you want to put your phone in Do Not Disturb, so that when phone calls don't come in. And I've had that happen a couple times, and everything I've heard up to this point, everybody says put it in airplane mode. I found airplane mode doesn't work. You still get phone calls. And so I have to put it in airplane mode and Do Not Disturb. I've been receiving calls every 15 minutes since I woke up this morning, and since I've gone live and both these phones are in Do Not Disturb, I've not received a call. As a matter of fact, I may leave them that way for the rest of the day. But my phones have not stopped ringing for whatever reason, just a whole bunch of different people calling for different reasons. So if you're going to be using your phones as cameras like this, you must put them in Do Not Disturb and airplane mode and make sure that you don't get any disturbances while you're going live. So I hope that this really done well enough so you understand all the components that are involved in this. Again, I will put the list of items that I talked about in the comments so that you can go and click on those and find them on Amazon if you want to. I do both. Get some things on Amazon. I also go to Sammy's Cameras in Santa Ana, California, and I also go on occasion to Best Buy. That's just because sometimes with these things I like to be able to take them back to that place and then have a discussion with Guitar Center too. I also get a lot of my audio stuff from Guitar Center. So again, you can buy from Amazon, but I do like having a store to go with people to talk to and say, you know what, I'm having a problem with this thing. The connection isn't working the way that I thought it was going to work, and you have any suggestions, and I've always found it to be helpful and kind of less to that I'm on my own. I got to watch a bunch of YouTube videos to figure out how to do something. I like to go and talk to people and have them physically show me how to do stuff. So that's one of my things that I like to do. But in either case, I will send you in the comments once we get done with this. Actually, it'll be in the description of this description, the list of equipment and the Amazon links that will take you to where you can find most of this stuff. All right? So I hope that was helpful for you. It was the best I can do on this situation, going from camera to camera, so I hope that makes sense and will help you in making the decision on how you want to do a multi-camera shot. Now, I've used other pieces of equipment that are very expensive, black magic, that kind of stuff. A bunch of wires and a bunch of other stuff. I've not got quite the quality that I get out of using Switcher Studio, because the iPhone camera systems are so above and beyond what you would need for anything else. They shoot in such high quality that I found that the picture that I get with my iPhones is better than using a high quality Canon DSLR, DLSR, whatever which way it goes, camera. I find pixelation because for whatever reason it lowers quality when you start sending it into a black magic box. Now, again, I could completely be doing it wrong. That's my experience, and I write stuff on a whiteboard on occasion with the high-powered 4K Canon camera that I connect to black magic. You can't see the writing on the whiteboard. I use my iPhone connected to Osmo. I can zoom in and see. I don't even have to zoom in. And you can see the print from a distance. At this kind of distance, you can see the print on the whiteboard. If you've been around and following me long enough, you've seen me do that, and you can attest to the tool that you can see it on using the iPhone, but not on the camera. All right, so that is it. I don't think I've missed anything. These are the tools that I use. This is how I use them, and it just seems to work out really well. Setup is fairly quick. It goes much quicker than me trying to talk about it while I'm doing it. I connect. We start cooking, and then turn everything off. And we're done, and we just put our phones back in our pockets. So really, really easy to use. All right. So again, that was helpful. Andy from the Facebook TV show and Create Lots of Profit, and I will see you at the next one. All right. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye. And there's other things you can do video that I didn't show you.
He
Just so you, in
fell
fact, we're going to get to
below
those a little bit later.
the
All right.
standard you are looking for as a king. Nothing shortens a man's height before God has seen. Nothing makes you unqualified for divine appointment like that secret sin that you are committing. It is needless to sow in unrighteousness. You can't sit in sin and have grace to abound.
Hey guys, today we're going to look at Sling Studio. This is a brand new product. It was shown at NAB this year. One of the most innovative products, in my opinion, on live streaming, live switching, live production. And it makes it easy because it's completely wireless, or can be, and even the main hub, it can be battery powered. So you could literally pull it out of a backpack and have multi-camera, all wireless, wherever you are. And then if you have internet connection, you can live stream that at the same time. From an iPad, you can control all of your video feeds and actually switch between camera angles. Let's run through it a little bit. There is a lot of pieces here. So first we're going to go through kind of the hardware, what it comes with, what it does, and then we'll get into the app, because that's really where you could see how this thing works. First thing is the Sling Studio hub here. This is the wireless base, and this is it right here. What you do with this is you power this on, and all of your video feeds will connect to this unit. So if you have an iPhone or an Android device, you can actually install an app, and your video to this device. So you're kind of sitting around in a different room, or your phones are on tripods or something, that video from your phone is streaming wirelessly back here, and someone with an iPad can see all of those video feeds. It can support up to 10 video feeds, is what they say. So really cool, because you just make this on, you can run it on battery power, and just show up in a room and have all your iPhones streaming to this. Now if you want to use other cameras, they do sell the camera link adapter here, and let me show you what that looks like. Over here is the camera link adapter. I have it on top of a GH4. It has HDMI out. Your HDMI is going to stream from the camera link back to this device. So now you can have a wireless feed from one of your more professional cameras. So you can have all your fancy lenses. Backtracking a little bit, the hub here has to be plugged into a wall. When you get it, it comes with a charger. It also comes with this HDMI cable. It is a mini to full, and when you want to use battery power, you can get the optional battery found over here. And then what we do is we just dock this together, and then we can run this now off of battery power. Now the battery does not come with a charger. You just use the AC wall unit that comes with your hub, and then you can charge your battery that way. As you can see, it's kind of blinking blue right now. It goes through a boot up process. Once it's solid blue, that means it's ready to start connecting to your devices, or you can start connecting your devices to this when it's solid blue. So it's blinking right now. Now the reason they give you this HDMI cable, it is a mini to full, is you can output the display from here to a monitor. If you wanted to kind of see what was going on, you could see either the program feed or a multi-view feed from this device. And so they give you this cable. This has a mini HDMI out.
Your sons, I know that Lagos people don't speak Yoruba, and if they do, not the kind of Yoruba that I speak. The pastor told you I'm from Ibadan. Yes, I've been living in Ibadan I followed my father to Ibadan since 1966, and I've been living there. And so you could just imagine that my looks will deceive you. I'm a local boy with NAFDAC number. Yoruba says,
And then you have a full.
Do you understand that? That a bush rat gave birth to soup ingredient. She claims to have given birth to children. Are they children of soup ingredients? Samuel looked at Jesse. Are these what you call sons? I asked you to bring sons. You arranged bastards for me. I asked for sons. Didn't you hear me? Sons. He said, yes, they are. He said, no. God rejected all of them. They are all stars gone bad. The meaning of bastards are bad stars. They used to be stars, but now bad. I ask you, are you also a son? Is the gene of the Almighty found in you? What to do with your body when you are outside the church, what to do in the office when no brother, when no pastor is there, does that show that you are a correct son of this heavenly Father? When a ground falls low, then sowing into such a ground is tantamount to sowing in unrighteousness. Check. Yesterday the Lord said to us, it is your duty to break up your fallow ground, not God's duty. Break it up, not sweep it up. You don't use broom to break a fallow ground. You need a stronger instrument, a stronger implement to do that. Number 3, because of time, is a ground that is far low. F-A-R-L-O-W. Far, in parentheses, too low.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that
is far too low, I will just describe, because
And so they give you this cable. This has a mini
take before I come to the end of this sharing, and my desire is the Lord will so permit that I'll be able to give to you those things which he has graciously inspired in my heart. Number 1 symptom of a ground